Today, I'm going to share my personal top 3 cherry blossom spots in Korea that are actually beautiful and genuinely scenic. Yes, the famous cherry blossom spots in Seoul are stunning. However, when you actually get there, it's very crowded and packed and quite busy roads. And when you take photos there, you see more of people rather than actual cherry blossoms. So sometimes the experience can be quite underwhelming. So in this video, I'm bringing you to Beyond Seoul, a small city with beautiful cherry blossom spots and other activities to do, so you can go there to enjoy cherry blossoms in a more relaxed and scenic setting. And I know that you will have questions like why are they uniquely hidden gems, how to get there, and what else to do besides enjoying cherry blossoms. So don't worry about it, I got you. I'll answer all these questions. Let's dive into it. First is one of the most beautiful cherry blossom roads in Korea, Hadong Hwage Cherry Blossom Road. This spot is actually really famous for Koreans. There's even a song related to this road because it's so beautiful and romantic. However, it's less known among foreigners, which is a shame because it's a really beautiful spot to check out. The road stretches for about 6 kilometers from Hwage Market to Sanggyesa Temple, and it's lined over 1,000 cherry blossom trees that are around 50 to 100 years old. But what really makes Hadong special is not just those cherry blossoms, it's the scenery around it. Hadong is one of Korea's most important tea regions. It has more than 1,200 years of tea growing history, and it's often considered the first tea producing region in Korea. So while you're walking under the soft pink cherry blossoms trees, you will also see beautiful green tea fields along the way. That mix of colors, green and pink, feels very peaceful and uniquely Korean. And when the blossoms are at full bloom, the branches arch over the road and create what feels like an endless pink tunnel. It's so romantic that locals even say when couples go to road hands in hand, they will last forever. So this road also has a nickname called Wedding Road. For 2026, the blossoms in Hadong are expected to begin around March 25th, with a peak bloom likely between April 2nd and April 6th. I don't recommend going to Hadong just for these cherry blossoms because it has so many things to do. You at least need to be there 2 full days. If you want a peaceful and scenic spot, I highly recommend Dosimdaewon. One of the nice things about this tea field is you can rent a picnic basket there and find a spot that you like and enjoy the view while drinking the tea. Another place that you shouldn't miss is 배달상전 삼성궁. It's a mountain site known for dramatic stone towers and very unique spiritual atmosphere. It's a small castle, but it's because of the unique architectural structure, it really feels like another world. Now, how to get to Hadong? From Seoul, you can take an express bus from Seoul Nambu bus terminal to Hadong bus terminal, and it usually takes about 4 to 5 hours. But here's the important part. Because this is a rural area, when you take a taxi, there might be a bit of language barrier. So if you want to go to Hadong properly, I really recommend thinking about transportations quite carefully. Alright, let's move on to the next spot. Next, I want to introduce a spot that's even more hidden, Geochang, Dokcheon and Pyeongok Village. This is kind of places that photographers and locals quietly love, but it's really not known for international travelers, and you will understand why once I explain about it. Dokcheon is a traditional Confucian academy surrounded by mountains, a small pond, and a wooden bridge. During cherry blossom season, this entire place transforms into something that feels like a painting. You will see soft pink blossoms reflected on the water with traditional Korean architecture in the background. Calm, minimal, and completely different from the typical city cherry blossom experience. Cherry blossoms line quiet countryside roads near traditional houses. It's slower, more local, and much less crowded. If you want that peaceful spring feeling, this is the perfect spot. Cherry blossoms here are typically at their best around the first week of April. Getting there takes a bit of effort, but it's doable. From Seoul, one realistic route by public transportation is taking a high-speed train, then continuing by bus or taxi into Geochang. Total travel time is around 2.5 to 4 hours, however your transition time is. Personally recommend renting a car, but if you're not really familiar with driving in Korea, I recommend hiring a taxi. And if you're already coming down this way, I recommend adding one more spot that will make your journey even more special. That is Daegu Seowon. Daegu Seowon is about 1.5 hours by car from Geochang. It's a curated garden and architectural space designed to feel like a modern sanctuary in nature. They limit the amount of people who enter this garden to protect the nature, but also keep the peaceful vibe. Compared to other spring destinations, Seowon feels very intentional, almost like walking through art galleries but outdoors. It's made up different sections with minimalist pavilions, stone paths, and carefully designed viewpoints. Instead of crowds and festival energy, you get to experience silent, quiet, and peaceful energy. And in spring, subtle cherry blossoms and seasonal flower trees are blooming, so I really recommend checking out this garden. So if Geochang gives you very traditional countryside cherry blossom atmosphere, Sayun gives you atmosphere that is more calm, beautiful, and curated vibe. Finally, the last place that I want to recommend is Andong. Andong is the best place to visit if you want to have cherry blossom experiences and also traditional Korean culture in the same trip. Historically, this place is known as the hometown of Yangban, the noble class during the Joseon dynasty, so the city has a very strong sense of heritage and old Korea. The most famous place here is Andong Hwae Maul, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's a beautifully preserved traditional village with hanok houses that have been maintained since the Joseon era. It's also the birthplace of Hwae mask, which you may have seen if you looked into Korean traditional culture. And during cherry blossom season, this becomes even more special. You walk through history lanes, see blossoms around the village, watch traditional performance, try local food, and really sink into the atmosphere. It doesn't feel like you're merely looking at the flowers. It really feels like you are stepping into a season in Korean history. Along with the Hwae Maul, I really recommend Waryeonggu. It's tied into a love story that Andong is known for. The bridge is designed in the shape of mituri, which is a traditional straw and hair shoe inspired by the story of a wife who braided her own hair to make shoes for her sick husband. As the story shows, this place already carries the gentle emotional vibe. And during cherry blossom seasons, locals say if you cross the bridge with your loved one, the love lasts forever. So that's why you will see a lot of couples on that bridge. But honestly, I really recommend visiting spot at night. The bridge and the entire pond lights up beautifully, and the hundreds of cherry blossom trees reflected by the lights, it's so beautiful. And you can even rent a boat to be on the pond and enjoy the cherry blossoms. Cherry blossoms in Andong usually peaks around April 2nd to April 6th. Getting to Andong from Seoul is quite manageable. You can travel to Andong by train in about 2 and 15 minutes. Departing from Seoul stations or Cheongnam station, take an express bus in about 3 hours from Dongseol Terminal or Gangnam Terminal. And Andong is another place I really recommend spending one night. You can even stay in a hanok in a Hwae village, which allows you to immerse yourself in a Korean traditional house living style. For your convenience, I put full list in the Instagram post as well as in my website blog. So if you want a quick version, you can save my Instagram post and take a quick look during your trip. Also follow me for the more other posts. I talk about different useful informations that I don't talk about YouTube. And leave the comments if you know any hidden spots that I didn't mention in this video. Until next time, safe travels!